Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's George and today you join me on a very sunny but windy day here at the end of October at Stanpit Marsh Nature Reserve. This is part of the Christchurch Harbour Site of Special Scientific Interest and I'm really excited today to take a look around, bring you with me and see what birds and wildlife we can spot. Let's go. Before we get to today's birds and Stanpit Marsh Nature Reserve, I've got a little bit of an update to share. So 14 months ago now, I made the difficult decision to leave my full-time job in nature and wildlife conservation with the Wildlife Trusts based in Bristol, and me and my partner went travelling for several months and it was absolutely amazing. Had loads of incredible experiences. There's videos you can enjoy from that time on my YouTube channel already, with plenty more still in the works, so stay tuned for those. But since then we came back, moved in with my parents in the New Forest, where I've been working as a freelance gardener ever since. However, all that is about to change as on Monday I start a brand new full-time job back in wildlife conservation, which I'm so excited about, and I'll share more about that very soon. However, I do have lots of new job nerves, so to try and settle those nerves and just make the most of one of my last few remaining days of freedom, I decided to do what I love to do most, which is go out bird watching. So I picked a brand new nature reserve, which was Stanpit Marsh, gathered my kit together and headed out into nature. So come on, let's go explore Stanpit Marsh. Hopefully you can hear me over the wind, but Stanpit Marsh is an example of an estuarine marsh. So it's sort of at the point where the River Stour enters the English Channel, and at high tide at the moment means that it's very wet about, lots of water, but it does mean it's great for all sorts of wading birds. And as we get more and more into winter, habitats like this are going to be really important for all those sort of birds that come over for the winter months, so ducks and geese. And according to the signage, there's been over 300 species of birds recorded on site. And on the display board inside the visitor centre, it said that they spotted the white-tailed sea eagle here on Wednesday, which is right up there with the birds that I really want to see, Mo. That would just be a dream come true to see that bird. And it's so cool that they are now back in the UK and enjoying fantastic nature reserves like Stanpit Marsh. A little egret just flying past here. It's high tide at the moment, which means it's actually quite difficult to get around because of the amount of water that's covering all the footpaths. But I can't really complain, as it's such a beautiful day. Before starting my explore around the nature reserve, I headed to the visitor centre, which was this lovely little building. I spoke to a couple of friendly volunteers as well that told me all about the site and what to look out for. I had a look at their sightings board, which was very organised, had different coloured ticks depending on what day the birds had been sighted, and it was all laid out really nice with all sorts of information and artefacts for you to look at. And then I headed off bird watching. Nice bird sighting just then. Just quickly flew overhead. To start with, I thought it was a starling because it looked completely dark, and then it turned slightly, caught the sun and revealed that iconic flash of blue of a kingfisher. Always nice to see a kingfisher, but far too quick to get a photo. Always nice to see one, I'll never complain. Whew. And now look at this class view. Fab. Come and have a look what I've just found. Look at this. This might be the biggest shaggy ink cap I've ever seen in my life. Look at it. It's the size of my head. That is crazy. They get their name shaggy inkcap from the way they spread their spores. So the mushrooms actually dissolve at the bottom just here into this like black goop. And people used to collect that goop and use it as ink for their quills, giving it its name, shaggy inkcap. And someone told me recently that a lot of the history of England would have been written using the ink from this type of mushrooms. How crazy is that? So just think for a second, all that history, all that knowledge that was able to be recorded thanks to this mushroom. Incredible stuff. And yet, what a specimen this is. Look at that. Oh, incredible. Probably one of the most common birds I saw all day at Stanpit Marsh was this one just here, the Wigeon. The Wigeon is a cute little duck, and like most ducks, the male is easier to identify. The males have this like chestnutty red head with that little yellow forehead looking a bit like a mohawk. There is a small breeding population of Wigeon here in the UK, mostly in like northern Scotland, but in the winter months, hundreds and thousands of birds come over from places like Russia, Scandinavia and Iceland, and according to the BTO, the wintering population of Wigeon in the UK is around 450,000 birds. They're a brilliant bird to look out for over the winter months because they can gather in these huge flocks of many, many thousands, so see if you can spot a Wigeon when you're next out bird watching this winter. What I'm really enjoying about Stanpit Marsh so far is that because it's high tide, it's bringing a lot of the waders really close to the footpaths. So you're getting some great views. So if you want to learn your waders, this could be a real good place to come because you get some really nice views and get to see them up close. I've just got the camera recording one of my favourite waders in the entire country. A beautiful bird. I get excited every single time I see it, with this incredible beak and this like beautifully melancholy haunting call. It is of course the curlew. I've got a great view of one just here. Check it out. Now the tide's gone down a little bit. I've actually managed to cross the stream back there with some difficulty. But now I get to explore the other part of the reserve, which is nice. Now I've crossed over, I can see over to Hengistbury Head on the far side. I've never been over there, but that might be high up on the list of places to explore next. That looks very nice. And there's lots of gulls and ducks out here, but as the sign says, sensitive bird area. Please do not go past this sign. So I won't. I'll look from a distance. and see who we've got knocking about. Oh, starlings flying past. Loads of them about. I wonder if they get any murmurations out here. They got the reed beds for it, that's for sure. I even think you can see all the way over to the Isle of Wight. Those white cliffs over there. Pretty sure that's the Isle of Wight, which is pretty cool. As well as all these like beach huts on Mudderford. Hello! So that was a lovely few hours exploring Stanpit Marsh Nature Reserve. Highly recommend if you're ever down this way, if you're ever in Dorset, pop along. Lovely visitor centre, loads of information and stuff to look at, as well as beautiful views and nice birds as well. If you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments, give it a like and subscribe to the channel, because I make loads of videos about nature, wildlife and outdoor adventure, and I'm trying to grow the channel. So if you can subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Ta-da then, bye!